Hey house guys, it's your girl Raqfamousstar. Okay, so I am here to talk about episode 22 of Big Brother. Sorry about my hair. I'm about to wash it, so it looks a little crazy right now. Alright, so we left off with last episode starting the HOH competition, and I mean it looked a lot harder than it was going to be. I thought it was going to last a lot longer. Um, But let's just so they started the HOH competition, but then they broke off with some like game talk, and there is a new. I don't want to say alliance, but alliance called the Executives that consists of Paul, Polly, James, Corey, and Victor. So basically, the guys left in the house. I don't know how I feel about this because Victor was evicted. Victor was evicted a few weeks ago, and Paul was on the verge of going home at the beginning of this game. And this is just like screaming fake to me. Like, I was almost liking Paulie up until like he just is not real, and he's just like, I do what I want, I get what I want, and I don't know, and like he's just very like flip floppy in the moment, and I don't know. I'm not really digging him as a player, which sucks because he's a really good competitor, a fierce competitor. Um, yeah, I just am not digging it. So let's go back to the HOH competition. It's going pretty good. James, I think, gets out first. He was just really struggling with it. And then Bridget, and then Corey. And then, so those three are have-nots. And so what, like, it's not like, okay, you're standing on like a disc that's about this big. Well, maybe a little bigger. Probably this big. And has a rope. And then as you spin around, you're hitting this, like, board. And so it's spinning you. And I think it's like hard foam, like those things that are in like gymnastics places, those like mats. Um, so they're not like soft, but I don't know. But so they keep hitting it and they're spinning around and getting really dizzy. And Michelle, she throws up like in the middle of the competition while she's still holding on, and she still hangs on because she's getting really, really dizzy. But then shortly after that, she ends up falling. And then Nicole falls after that. Then then Zakia, and then right after Zakia falls off, Polly drops because he was holding on. Sorry if I'm looking at my TV, but the Olympics are on. I love the Olympics. Okay, anyways. But no thing is on that I really want to watch right now. Anyways, so Zakia notices that Polly falls off right after her, and she's like, "Why did he fall? Like, was he waiting until I fell off?" And she's hurt that he obviously fell off right after her, and after the comp, she ends up asking him like, "Why'd you fall off right after me?" Like, and he was like, "I could barely hold on." She was like, "It seemed like you fell off so I wouldn't win. Or you fell off right after me to ensure I wouldn't win." He deflects and denies it, but she kind of knows what's up. But anyway, so it ends up coming down between Natalie and Victor. And Natalie looks like she's really struggling because she keeps hitting that board over and over again. And Victor, I guess he's kind of just like, because he's standing up. And not that Natalie is standing up, but he's able to push himself off. So the blow isn't that hard. And they're both going back and forth like, "I want to let it for my mom. I want to let it for my mom. I just really want to win. I really want to win. I just want to be safe. I don't. So, and then Natalie, like, strikes a deal with Victor and basically, says that don't put me up. and she lets Victor have it, which I am not. Well, okay, I think Natalie was about to fall anyway, but she needed to strike a deal, so she wouldn't like immediately go home. But if she wouldn't immediately go on the block. So after competition, Zakia, she's like laying in the bathroom. We're laying in the sitting area in the bathroom. She's mad, and Polly's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? What's going on?" And she's mad at Polly because she feels betrayed by him. But instead of like answering what's wrong when he asks, she just like nothing, like. And I'm just like, girl, tell him what's wrong. That's not your man, like, not that you can't tell your man what's wrong, but tell him what's wrong. Like, yeah, you don't know him anything, but I don't know. I mean, that just probably, like, plays to how Zakia is. And maybe that's just her personality. But anyways, Victor feels that Zakia and Meech are a threat to his game. Now, when he said this, I was like, really? Zakia and Meech? Zakia, who has not won a competition, who has she's done okay in competitions, but she has not won. Michelle, who has won one competition, and that was the musical chairs type one by luck. How are they a threat to your game? I was just like, you could have been like, you know what, they were on the wrong side of the vote. It's going to be easy to put them up. I'd have been like, okay. But do not lie and say those two girls are a threat to your game. Not saying that girls can't be a threat, but Bridget is more of a threat than Zakia and Michelle. If he would have said Bridget and Polly is a huge threat, why is he not up on the block? Or why is he not up on the block every week? Because he runs the house. Anyways. So, Meech and Zakia are scared because they were on the wrong side of the vote and out of the loop. And I would be scared too. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the vote, especially when the house isn't divided yet. They just didn't know that everyone was voting Davon out. But I don't think that should be a reason to get them out, because it's not like the other person on the block was their ally. Like, Bridget is making her way in, but it's not like Polly was the other person and they voted Polly. Like, it's not like Paul was on the block, or like, it was Bridget. They just did it. I don't know. So I don't know why the house is upset about it. They're not upset, but I don't know. Z feels lied to by Polly once again. She's not. It's not. She doesn't. I think she still really, really likes him, but she just doesn't trust like the things that he says fully. So this next part. So I guess James was wearing Michelle's jacket, and she got really mad. She was like, you should be wearing that. Why are you wearing that? She took her jacket back and goes in her bed, and they're like, what's going on? Why is she being so mean? And so James goes and talks to her, and she brings up the vote and how she was left out, and so they kind of talk about it, and she just feels like, I don't know, she feels hurt. Like, she's like, why didn't anyone say anything? And he was like, I didn't know I had to check in with you, like, which is true, He didn't really owe Michelle anything. It's not like they were still in that alliance. So, yeah, they talk about it. I don't know if it becomes completely squashed because, of course, we didn't see the whole conversation. But then James runs and tells, excuse me, I am just relaxed. So then James runs and tells Polly, and they have a whole little discussion about it. And then Polly originally wanted Zakia out, and he ends up changing his mind and saying now he wants Michelle out this week. excuse me, because she's an emotional player, and they feel like they would rather get her out this week, and then Zakia, and then because this may happen unless Michelle gets herself off the block, because what Polly says goes. That's been the pattern of the past few weeks. So especially when it's HOH, like sometimes the HOH is safe from the threat of eviction, and they put two people up, but what they the two people up, the two people they put up, those two people always neither don't stay on the block or their target doesn't always go home. So America's Care Package comes, and there's like undies, tube socks, and little aviator sunglasses, and some cookies in there. And the care package this week was for James. James, woohoo! So it goes for James, and he has the power to eliminate 2 eviction votes at the next eviction. The only thing is, I wish they didn't have to open it in front of everybody. I don't know how this is going to play out because I don't know if everyone is going to be on side of getting whoever out. But Paulie says he has a plan for James' power, so I don't know. I don't think Paulie will be getting any kind of power soon, just because he already has enough, and I wouldn't want to give him more. My personal votes were for Michelle and Zakia because I felt like they would be in danger this week, which they were. And yeah, so during the nomination speech, the nominations ended up being Zakia and Michelle, and Victor gives this Dr. Seuss rhymey speech, and he ends up throwing some Mardi Gras beads at Michelle and Zakia, and Michelle starts crying at the table, and it kind of really pissed me off how no one said or did anything. No one even if someone's crying next to you and you don't really know what to do, you at least pat them on the back and say it's okay, no one did that. And it's I understand you don't want to be a target or whatever, but I think it's messed up that was messed up. I'm already on the block. You could have said, you're on the block because I want you to be up on the block, and close the bin, or whatever it was. Said, this nomination ceremony is adjourned. You could have done anything else, but made me out to be a fool. I don't know. I was just annoyed by it. I really am not feeling Victor. I was feeling him to go back in the house, but that's it. I thought they were gonna get rid of him pretty soon. I'm not really feeling his HOH. But yeah, I don't know. Afterwards, you kind of see Nicole and Zakia, and I think Bridget might have been in there, comforting Michelle. But that's after the fact. I feel like somebody should have done something at the table and been like, come on, and you see the guys, because when Victor did that, people were kind of jaws dropped. But I feel like they should have said not said something, but come on, man. That would have been fine. But yeah, that wraps it up for me. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comments. I just don't like that. I don't think Victor will be getting any care package votes from me. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and you're welcome. Bye.